Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for Grade 2. We are learning Unit 6. Its title is A Cultural Show in School. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation, worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is or modify it for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear students, today under the title of grammar, we are going to learn about punctuation. Before this, in English for Grade 1, I have already taught you about punctuation. I hope you remember. And we are going to learn further to identify punctuation marks in sentences, for example, capitalization, comma, full stop, question mark, etc. Recognize that a sentence ends with form of punctuation, question mark, and full stop. These are our today's SLOs. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran, Surah At-Tur, verse 35, were they created from nothing or did they create themselves? Allahu Akbar. Yes, my dear students, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking. Who created us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is asking. Beta, whenever there is a thing like that, we should think about it. Allah is asking, were they created from nothing or they created themselves? Means the people who say, where is Allah? So look at yourself. Allah has created you. Allah is everywhere, right? Now, my dear children, look at this mark. Why I have put over here? Because it's a question. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us something. So when we ask something in writing, we put different type of, like when we are writing, we put different type of marks. And these marks are known as punctuation mark. And what this mark is called, do you know? Okay, then tell to your teacher, where do we capitalize the first letter? And where do we place a question mark and full stop? Okay, we have read about it, we have studied. So pause the video, answer these questions to your teacher, and then come back. Yes, my dear students, I hope you have answered correctly that the first letter of the sentence, the first word is capital, and where secondly? Yes, particular naming word. And where do we put question mark and full stop? We'll discuss in detail. First, let's find out what these sentences are. Listen, I'm going to read it for you. I am 7 years old. I study in class 1. I like, no, I think I'm reading it wrong. I'm 7 years old. I study. Oh no, it's not making sense. What should I do? Why I'm not getting it? Because there is no punctuation mark. Where to pause, where to stop the sentence, from where the next sentence is starting, I don't know. For these purposes, we put punctuation mark, which makes our writing clear. Okay, so here we go. Now it makes a sense. I am 7 years old. I study in class 1. I like playing games. I like to eat an apple. Now, you see, beta, this is how. If we don't put punctuation marks, we don't put full stop or commas, our writing will not make any sense. That's why when we are writing, we use punctuation marks so that the person who is reading, the person should be clear what we want to say. That's why we put punctuation marks in our writing. This is the purpose of punctuation marks. That's why we have to learn how to use these punctuation marks correctly, right? So we use a full stop at the end of a sentence. When we are writing a sentence and we complete it, at the end of that sentence, we put a full stop. And if we don't put a full stop, it is a mistake. It's wrong, right? It is my chair. If I don't want to mention anything further about my chair, I should put a full stop over here. It means that's it. Okay? Now look at these sentences. I saw a rainbow. Have you seen a rainbow? Now you see this is a sentence and I have put a full stop. But when I'm asking something, I use a different punctuation mark, and that is known as question mark, right? When we ask about something, right? So this is question mark. When you are inquiring about something, when you ask about something, you at the end of sentence, instead of full stop, you put this mark. This is known as question mark, right? We use a question mark at the end of a question. That means when we ask or inquire about something. So where do we put it? Where do we place it? At the end of the sentence, right? For example, where is my little dog? Now this, we know it's a question word. That's why it's a question. So at the end of this question, we should put a question mark. How are you feeling now? Question mark. These are, why? Because these are questions. So we cannot put a full stop. We have to place a question mark here, right? Okay. So let's see, what does your book say about it? Punctuation and capitalization. Question mark. A question mark is used after a word, a group of words, or a sentence asking a question. So whenever there is a word or a group of words or a sentence which is about asking something, after writing that, you will put a question mark. What are you eating? Question mark. Where is your house? Question mark. These are examples. Are you clear? Now, are you clear with the use of full stop and question mark? Okay. So I'm going to check you through an activity. All right. What we are going to do, your teacher will assign or make flashcards of full stop and question mark. Okay. Now teacher will write a sentence on board without punctuation, and teacher will ask the students to raise hands who knows the correct punctuation for that sentence, and the students whom teacher will call will come in the front of class and will join the correct punctuation and will read the sentence aloud. Right? Like two students are holding full stop and question mark. You have to identify correct punctuation, go to that punctuation, say the sentence and complete that with punctuation. All right. So I hope you are going to enjoy this activity. Pause the video, enjoy this activity and then come back. Yes, my dear students, are you done with it? Good job. Now all of you are clear with the concept of full stop and question mark. And capital letter, where do we use? At the beginning of the sentence. The first letter of the sentence is always capital. And what is the second use? A particular naming word. Okay. So by keeping these rules in your mind, you will use capital letters, full stop and question mark in the following sentences. You will read it, and wherever you think this letter should be capital, just capitalize it. And by the end of sentence, you have to put full stop or question mark according to sentence, right? Pause the video, complete this exercise in your book and then come back. Yes, my dear students, are you done with it? Good job. All right, so it's time for your homework. You will write 5 sentences using correct capitalization and punctuation. And here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. This worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly provide a printed worksheet to students for practice. And my dear students, what you will do, again, you will read the sentence, rewrite it by using correct capitalization and punctuation. So what we have learned today, we learned to use full stop at the end of sentence. We use question mark at the end of a question, and we capitalize the first letter of the first word of a sentence and particular naming word. So in this way, we achieved our SLO to recognize that a sentence ends with form of punctuation, question mark and full stop, and identify punctuation mark in sentences, capitalization, comma, full stop, question mark, etc. Are we done with it? Yes. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep learning and take very good care of yourself. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.